Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Money in the Bank 2024, Toronto. Woo! I'm tired just because this was a great show. Corey Graves, Michael Cole on commentary. Trish Stratus is our host with the most. And we started off with the men's Money in the Bank match. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeedy. We're not messing around this show. We're not messing around whatsoever. Jey Uso versus Chad Gable versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade versus LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. And I was wrong. I picked Jey Uso for the win. Yeet in the bank. But nope. Drew McIntyre did what he was going to say. He went into that Money in the Bank and he won. And a little disappointing because we were waiting for something to happen. Like, there was some really crazy stuff, but we were waiting for something, someone, AJ Lee. And yeah, I know we're probably like, we're picking at straws. We're like begging for too much, and it's professional wrestling, and we just got to let it play its course out. Triple H knows what he's doing, but with the age of like, holy shit, oh my God, especially in this new era of WWE, we're just waiting for something. But no, Drew McIntyre gets the win, and I was like, damn, that's kind of crazy doing the men's Money in the Bank first, but okay. Well, the main event, right? Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the main event. Then we go right into the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's got some new music. Sami Zayn got the window, so I was wrong on my picks and predictions with this one. Sami, once again, going against the odds. Who's he going to face next? Who's the next challenger for the Intercontinental Championship? Braun Breaker, I got his pretty much his big loss here for a championship. And I don't know how I feel about it. I was like, man, for me, I would have booked Braun to win the championship. Take Sami out. We gave him all, we gave him everything. He beat Gunther and everything like that. But, man, I don't know. I felt like Braun should have got the championship. That's just my opinion. That I think if you're going to put the rocket strap on this dude, you should just let it go. And you gave him new music. He's got a new look. He looks great. He's strong. But, yeah. Trish Stratus comes out, introduces John Cena. And he announces basically a farewell tour next year, starting from January to December. And I kind of got a little teary. I was like, damn, John Cena's going to retire from professional wrestling. Well, from in-ring performance, not from WWE. And he says he'll be here in some capacity if they want him and everything like that. So that was a big one. John Cena has announced he's going to retire, and soon the door will close and we really can't see him. But he says he'll still be in some form of like maybe backstage. Hopefully he can give more to the business because he loves it so much. So it was an emotional moment, and he said what he said. And he had a great the post show, the press conference and everything like that. He ate up a lot of time. He's like, hey, one more question. And yeah, so it's John Cena. I salute you, good sir. We got the Judgment Day backstage, and I was like, all right, here, a little bit of a conflict between Finn and him as of late, especially at the end when Finn's like, all right, boss, because Mr. Damian Priest tells everyone, like, hey, I'm handling business. Y'all need to stay back here. I'm going to handle business. And the way he walks off and the way Finn just looks that long distance stare, he's just fine, boss. And I was like, ooh, spicy. And to that, we go into the World Heavyweight Championship match, Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. I was like, oh, this ain't going to main event the show? Okay, the women are going to main event the show? That's pretty fucking cool, right? No. It's the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. And they're looking back. They're waiting for Drew. They're like, Drew, come on, cash it in. Even Seth was like, come on, bitch, cash it in. Then at a certain point, Drew finally comes out. And there was a moment where The ref counted 3. But I think there was a little bit of a miscue because before that count of 3, before it was supposed to hit 3, the music was supposed to hit and whatnot. It was all about timing, and the timing is off for the ref. And Damian Priest did not kick out, so technically Seth won back his championship, but we're not going to acknowledge that because they want you to be like, no, that's not what was supposed to happen. But of course, Drew comes out, makes it a triple threat. So the money in the men's bank is now off the table. No money in the bank for the men's. It's off the table, so no more surprises throughout the year. It's cashed in. And of course, what happens, and that we knew. Here comes CM Punk, causing Drew McIntyre not to get that championship, causing him to get pinned once again by Damian Priest. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So then Seth Rollins being screwed on top of that. So we got two stories here. Punk sitting on a table. Here comes Seth Rollins. He's like, what, dude? You screwed me too. And Punk's like, yeah, I did what I did. And at the press conference, he's like, ah. And they asked him about, hey, what about the Seth thing? He's like, we'll save that for another day. So Damian Priest retained the championship. And yeah, it was a good match. Like I said, I was just like, oh, okay, so this isn't the main event. Okay, cool. So we got the men's, then we go into the Intercontinental, then we go into the World. What's next? The women's Money in the Bank match. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So that's not the main event. So Cody, Kevin Owens, Randy versus the Bloodline. So we're going to get something there. We're going to get something big and huge there. Okay, cool. I'll deal with that. Women's Money in the Bank, crazy, man. And I was right on this one. Tiffy time. Let me check my watch. Ooh, my watch is on Tiffy time. So Tiffany Stratton is the Money in the Bank. She says at the press conference she's going to bedazzle up the briefcase, maybe put a strap on it so she can wear it like that, add some pink, and some rhinestones and stuff like that. But yeah, awesome match. I got to applaud the women here. I like this match more than the men's. I'll be really honest. I was rooting for Chelsea at certain points. I was like, come on, Chelsea, you got this, girl. But Tiffany winning, I was like, you know what? I'm okay with this as well. But everyone, this is the match for me of the night. We go to Jackie with Trish, and here comes Tiffy, and Trish tries to give her some advice, but Tiffy ain't hearing it. She's like, yeah, she's a legend. She said that at the press conference. She's like, yeah, she's a legend, but I'm Tiffy, goddammit. I'm Tiffany Stratton. And now I'm Miss Money in the Bank, which she is. So after that, we go into the main event. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline. Little bit of a sloppy ending because the ref got taken out twice. Poor dude. Like, a little bit of a sloppy ending, but this match was awesome. It was like great back and forth. Jacob Fatu looks great in this. Cody, he has to defeat the Bloodline, but I did pick the Bloodline to win because if you're going to create this dominant new faction, they have to win. Like, it's a matter of, like, if you have the Cody, Kevin, and Randy beat them, Bloodline's kind of dead in the water, in my opinion, because I'm like, oh, you built them. They took out the wise man. And, of course, us wrestling fans were like, Roman, come on, Roman. And we waited. But the craziest thing is Solo pinned Cody after all the debacle with the ref and whatnot. And low blow, it kind of looks funny because, it just looks funny because the first time he hit, he's like, oh, I got to hit it again because it wasn't effective. But Cody got pinned by Solo, and that was a big one. The Bloodline is dominant. Your one's up to the sky. That's it. That's all. So are we getting Solo versus Cody at SummerSlam? I think so. And will Roman Reigns return there? I think so. To reclaim the head of the table, or we could draw it out a little bit more. They also announced the return of Bad Blood, brought back some great memories. One of my favorite Bad Bloods is the Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. Oh, such great stuff there, man. But it's October 5th. Cody's with Metro Boomin. It's a really cute commercial because they're like doing a stakeout. And Metro's like, looks at Cody. He's like, you have a tour bus. And he looks at him and he's like, you got a tour bus too. And he's like, oh, yeah. So then Samantha started off the show. Well, she didn't start the show, but she started like the pre-show. She sings. Samantha could do anything and everything, and I love her for that. SummerSlam, August 3rd, right around the corner. Solo did an interview on the post-show, but he just says, acknowledge me, and I'm throwing my one up. I'm throwing my one up to the sky, man. Great pay-per-view. Outcomes I didn't want, a little sloppy here and there, but overall, I give it a solid 4 out of 5. Money in the Bank 2024. Also, too, due to that, I was expecting something huge. And, of course, Solo pinning Cody is huge. Punk screwing Drew, but we all saw that coming. We all knew that was coming, but we didn't know when, where. And now the men's Money in the Bank's off the table, but now we got to look forward to when Tiffany Stratton cashes in. And who will she cash in on? Will she cash in on her best friend, Nia Jax? We shall see. We shall see. So that's it. That's all. Money in the Bank 2024 in Toronto, Ontario. Oh, Canada. Corey Graves and Michael Cole on commentary. Tell me what you thought of the show. Trish Stratus was the host with the most. And what did you think of John Cena's announcement about him retiring? His farewell tour. Will you try to get out there to go see him? Love or hate the man. The man's the GOAT in the wrestling business here, especially in WWE. Huge announcement. So here we go. That's it. That's all, folks. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Last WrestleMania I competed. I know that's a lot to take in, right? Probably a lot of questions.